Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I have been rewatching all of the Jurassic Park movies. But instead of just reviewing Jurassic World again, since I already did that, I decided to do something different. Let's compare and contrast the good and the bad Jurassic Park, the original, versus Jurassic World. I know it's technically not a straight up remake, but it's a lot of taking from the past to create something new. There are similarities in a remake or reboot with that. And I also want to get across the point why I didn't love Jurassic World like some other people did. First things first, the plots of the movies. The plot of Jurassic Park is very simple but very smart. You have this rich guy, John Hammond, wanting to create this park, wanting to open the park to the public. But in order to do so, he needs the insurance company to okay the park. And that's why you bring Dr. Grant. That's why you bring Ian Malcolm and all of those characters to come in. And then shit just goes wrong. In Jurassic World, it's the park has opened. Now, they don't explain how they were able to bypass insurance, or if maybe this time around they got new people to come in for a revamped different version of the park. Let's talk about the characters though. In Jurassic Park, we have Dr. Grant, who is a great character because he's flawed. He's not some perfect guy. He's not somebody who, even if you look at him, looks like an action star. No, he's just a regular guy. He doesn't like kids. He's actually mean to some kids. But he is a good person at heart. When shit hits the fan, when he's put into a situation, unlike the lawyer, he's willing to save the kids, Lex and Tim. He's willing to protect them. He's willing to guide them through. They come together through a bond that makes sense as you watch it. Ellie Sattler, Laura Dern, I very much enjoy her as well. She's smart, she's intelligent and capable, and wants to prove that she can accomplish tasks on her own. And Ian Malcolm goes without saying how charismatic, how fun, and just likable that guy is. And John Hammond, he's the rich guy, but he's not some mad scientist. He's not some evil guy. He's not somebody who wants to profit off of it. He's already rich. Jurassic World, you have Chris Pratt, who I don't even remember his character's name. I will say, though, that I like the idea of following a guy who does work at the park, who does work with the raptors, trains them. I know some people don't love the idea that he's able to train the raptors and get them to listen, and I'm 50-50 on it. Some moments I think that no. Raptors are raptors. Raptors are smart. Raptors stick with their own, and Jurassic World does deal with whether or not Blue will do that or just listen to Chris Pratt. So there are things about it that I like, and it is different enough though that I almost am willing to go along with it. Chris Pratt, he, like I said, is too perfect of a guy, at least the way that they write him. I can't get past the scene where he grabs the fly in midair with his hand. Like, this is so cartoonish. This is so unrealistic. And let's talk about Bryce Dallas Howard. Once again, a character who I don't know or remember her name in the movie, but she's very unlikable. She's supposed to watch her nephews, but she doesn't. She's a busybody working. Although you have to question, why would her sister expect her to watch these kids when she has basically to open this park to a bunch of investors and important people? Like, where are the adults and their intelligence? She, for some reason, I think was behind the creation of the Indominus Rex. She at least named it. And I can't get past, though, why this thing was created. I can't. It doesn't make sense. They try to have this explanation of, oh, kids and people aren't impressed with just regular plain old dinosaurs anymore. Bullshit! I call bullshit. You're trying to tell me that kids are going to come to this park and not be wowed by dinosaurs. That brings me to the kids, the two brothers who, man, talk about unlikable and whiny. Vast difference from Lex and Tim in the first movie, because these kids, yeah, sure, their parents are going through a divorce, so they have that in common, but the older brother is so unlikable. I can't get past how unlikable this guy is. Jake Johnson, who, he could be hit or miss his humor, but I liked him here because he was wearing a Jurassic Park shirt and got made fun of for it, which is like, No, I'm that guy. I'm that guy who thinks back to the original park, the original movie, and how good it is, while everyone around you is just trying to say, dude, put the new shirt on, but enjoy the new stuff, new. Which brings me back to the original with Samuel L. Jackson. He too was a character who's in The Office, who had some funny moments. Hold on to your butts is one of the most memorable lines of the movie. Wayne Knight, in the original movie, was the villain in a lot of ways. He was trying to steal the DNA on his own to make money off of, and because of his actions, and his actions alone, is why everything goes haywire, is why the power gets shut off, is why the Raptors and the T-Rexes get out and cause the destruction that they do. It's because he's trying to cheat the system. He's trying to shut everything down and escape, and then he dies because he deserves it. The new movie, Vince D'Onofrio is the villain in a lot of ways because he wants to take the Raptors and use them for war and with soldiers and whatever. B.D. Wong is also in this movie. He was in the original as just a guy who helped create the DNA of the dinosaurs. The new movie, he is evil as well. But it is better, though. It is better to have human villains who are trying to use the dinosaurs for bad. It's better than Jurassic Park 3 when there was no bad people. The dinosaurs in the original movie, yeah, you had tons of nice dinosaurs or ones that weren't going to hurt you, and nice wondrous moments with those. But when you think of the first movie, you think of the T-Rex, the scene of it coming out through the fences and attacking the car with the kids, and then just all those moments, chasing Jeff Goldblum, must go faster. All those moments ring true with the T-Rex. The Raptors come across so intimidating by their hunting ability, by their smartness, by their ferociousness, and how they won't let up. You are convinced that those kids in that kitchen, there's a huge possibility that they will get torn apart right now. In the new movie, you have the Indominus Rex, which isn't even a real dinosaur. I can't get past the fact that they create a dinosaur that is highly intelligent, that is highly skilled. I guess they didn't know that it could camouflage, but it can camouflage as well. Who is it supposed to be for? You're saying that it's going to attract people, but it's in a cage where it can't even really be seen because it's so dangerous that you can't let it anywhere out of your sight. The Raptors in the new movie, there are some cool moments with them running through the forest with Chris Pratt and the motorcycles. That was cool. The battle between T-Rex and Indominus Rex is the best part of Jurassic World. There's no doubt about it. The T-Rex, seeing the T-Rex come out of that cage and roar at the end, it's obviously the MVP. They finally realized that the T-Rex is the MVP of this franchise. Even with all of those cool stuff in the new movie, I still think the first film earns its dinosaur moments, earns those moments of sheer terror and sheer just, these are animals who are being animals, not monsters, not killing machines. And I think the current movies are more focused on just action for action's sake. Let's talk about some of the deaths, because sure, both movies have their fair share of death scenes and a lot of characters, some innocent people who die in both films. But the first movie, you have the lawyer who leaves the kids. He left us. But that's not what I'm gonna do. When he runs in the bathroom and he's sitting in there hiding like the asshole that he is, and he gets eaten by the T-Rex, it's so satisfying. You cheer because that guy deserved it. Also, Wayne Knight, he was, like I said, was doing all these underhanded things. It's him who's the cause for why everything is going crazy. And so when he gets killed by that freaky dinosaur with the weird things and the black ink, that too is needed and is deserved. Jurassic World, because sure, Vincent D'Onofrio, like I said, is a villain and is a guy who deserves his death. The biggest egregious death, the most unnecessary death in Jurassic World is the assistant, who I now realize is the same actress who plays Lena Luthor on Supergirl. So that's very amusing. But her death of being grabbed up by the pterodactyls and flown over to the water, and the pterodactyls almost messing with her by putting her in the water, bringing her back up, back in, just messing with her. And then the huge, giant shark dinosaur, megalodon, whatever it is, comes up and savagely eats her alive, it's painful to watch. I feel so bad for that woman because she was not mean to the kids. She was the assistant. They could have made her a bitch. They probably should have made her a bitch because that death was not warranted for her character. I'm not saying the original movie doesn't have deaths from people who probably don't deserve it, like the guy at the very beginning, shoot her, and then he gets taken into the cage, or Samuel L. Jackson who gets his arm ripped off, apparently. So sure, the first movie does have that. Even the hunter guy who thinks he knows everything about raptors, but he gets attacked. Clever girl. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Jurassic World seemed to have death scenes just to have them. There wasn't any true reason for why certain characters got killed other than, let's do it. It would be cool. And last but not least, the practical effects versus CGI. I can't stress enough how amazing Jurassic Park looks with the practical effects. Obviously, there's some CGI there, but the fact that the CGI looks as good as it does from 1993, and it still looks great. And then you get the shots of practical, like a practical T-Rex. The T-Rex roaring over the car with the kids, the eye blinking, all of these moments, the raptors up close coming out of the bushes, like, that looks real. Because it is real. It is a real puppet or real prosthetic of a thing who is living and breathing and can be touched. Jurassic World, I honestly don't know if they ever used practical effects for Jurassic World. I'm not saying that they didn't. They very well could have. And you could chalk that up to how good CGI is nowadays, that there might be some shots where I can't tell. But there are so many shots where I can tell that it's blatantly CGI. And when I say blatantly, it's to the point where it didn't need to be CGI. I'm talking about the scenes where we only see the raptors' heads as they have the muzzle on them, and Vincent D'Onofrio is talking to it and messing with the raptors, pissing it off, obviously. It looks so CGI, the raptor's head and eyes. It doesn't look like it's really there. It doesn't. It doesn't look like you could physically touch it. It's laziness. Honestly, I'm sorry. It's lazy to not have practical raptor heads just for that one scene. The scene where the Indominus Rex veers over and you see its head next to Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard as they're hiding behind the car. Why couldn't that be practical? It's clearly a CGI Indominus Rex. But it's only its head. Those are shots where Jurassic Park would do practical and would make it look real. And why, when I watch it now, when I see that T-Rex roaring in the rain, it looks real as fuck. So I don't understand why we're regressing with technology. Obviously, overall, those are my reasons for why Jurassic Park kills Jurassic World and kills really any other Jurassic Park movie in its franchise, and probably will never be touched. Never be matched. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World? What do you think of my reasons for why Jurassic Park is better? Do you disagree with me, and do you think that the Jurassic World has more good qualities that I'm just neglecting to talk about? Thanks for watching. Remember, I'm not saying Jurassic World is terrible. In fact, rewatching all of the movies now, I think it's better than Part 3. Might not be saying much, but still, it's a decent time waster. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!